Well, for those of you that have been following along with my journey, I'm still waiting for my 3D printed windows for my DH37. In the meantime, I went to the pottery studio and I made these little pots with holes in the back to create some lamps today. I have made lamps in previous videos, but today I'm going to be making some again. And as you can see, I use the CR 2032 lithium batteries that can be bought at the dollar store. And these are the little switches that I use. You can get them on Temu. I think you get like 8 or 10 of them for only $5 Canadian. So they're really cheap. These ones I actually bought at Michael's, which was a little bit more expensive. Well, quite a bit more expensive, but the black ones were just as good as the expensive Michael brand ones. After I'm finished soldering the wires, I like to use this shrink tubing, and I just cut off a little piece of it, and then I take a cigarette lighter and I shrink it down, and that protects the little joints from being open. So you can see here I just kind of threaded my wire right through into the back of the little vase that I made that's going to be my lamp base. And yeah, it's pretty easy to do. So for those of you, this is like just really basic soldering. So you can see here I've got the two wires stripped out. I've got the shrink tubing on it, so after it's soldered I can slide the shrink tubing up, and I'm going to be attaching these little LED batteries, which I'm going to clip off with the wire clippers just to make them a little shorter so that they will fit inside my little tiny lamp bases. So you can see here I've now got the wires wrapped around it, and it's all ready to solder. So I'm just going to paint on the flux. So you can see here I'm just making sure that the wires are very tightly joined together, and then I paint on a little bit of flux and make sure that the connection is there, and then I just lightly touch it with the soldering iron with just a little tiny bit of solder. So there you go, I'm just putting the flux on, and then I just take the solder and just basically just touch it to the wire, and there you go. That's all there is to it. So it's not a very difficult process. I think people really always believe that soldering is so hard to do, but it really isn't. So now I'm just pulling up the shrink wrap to cover the connection, and then I'll take a Bic lighter and just kind of shrink it down. So got to be really careful not to start it on fire. Just shrink it so that it stays in place. So this one here I did with just kind of a little bead cap on the top, and I'm going to put a little bead on the end of it, or on the very top of it later on after the video. I just kind of had this bead cap, and I thought that that might make an interesting little lamp. So that's lamp number one. Lamp number two, I found this pair of earrings, which I think are just absolutely gorgeous. Cut the earring part of it off, and I'm just going to solder this copper wire into the inside of this little earring because I think that it will make a perfect lampshade. And I'm going to be making a pair of these, and they're going to go in my parlor of my DH37 whenever it's finally ready. So you can see here I've soldered it. So I basically put some flux in the inside, just hit it with like just a tiny little bit of solder, and now the copper wire is soldered onto it. So I'm just going to gently bend these copper wires to make them insert into the little lamp base, and then my little lamp should be finished. So I'm actually quite pleased with these little earrings. I think they were the find of the century. So it would look pretty cute though, also with paper rolled up to make little lampshades. I just was fortunate enough to find these earrings. You find things that you can make miniatures from in the most unexpected places. So I've just kind of basically bent this little copper wire, and then I've got to give it another little bend here, just like that, and that should insert into the little lamp base. So, but of course these copper wires are far too long, so I'm going to have to cut them off. So I'm just going to give it a little snip. And there you go. They're cut off now. And then I'm going to insert those wires into the little lamp base. Now remember, I've got that shrink wrapping covering my connections. So this little copper wire will not at all affect the connection inside of the lamp. So you can see what they look like. You just got to kind of straighten them out, make sure they're both about the right height. And the one on the right is just a slightly too long, so I'm going to have to push it in a little bit more. And I think these will make cute little lamps. So I'm really pleased with these little shades. I just think they're so cute. So I'm just pushing it down a little bit. And of course, my pottery isn't perfect, so the two pots aren't exactly alike. Got my husband's turning them on and off and on and off. He's giving you a little light show there. So, that's a little bit of a blurry version of it. Hold on here. Let me just straighten it out. There you go. So that's what they look like. So I can't wait to see what they look like in my finished parlor. I still haven't been able to pick up my 3D printing. First we had a snowstorm, and now he's saying it's not quite ready for pickup. But that's okay. So here's my 3 lamps that I made this evening. So, and I can't wait. And I'm just showing you here a close-up of the solder joints. So that's what they look like. They've got the shrink wrap on them. And the only other thing I'd say is just keep testing it. Don't solder until you know for sure that it's working.
Greetings, Dollhouse lovers, on this Friday morning. So I've now got the roof fixed onto the DH45, and I'm beginning to fill and sand, ready for paint. Looking forward to getting a few coats on, and then we'll start to hopefully see this come back to life again. Stay tuned. Greetings on this lovely Monday morning, much better here in Bewdley, Worcestershire. Greetings also to Lisa in a very snowy Canada. So today what I want to do is start putting some white base coat onto this Triangle 45. Then we'll start to see generally what it should be starting to come out like. Okay, so that's got a rough first coat of ivory white on it, just to basically cover up the new timber and soak into the grain and grain fill a little bit. Also today I've stripped all the window frames down ready for priming, so all the greens off those. Good morning, Dollhouse lovers. Well, it's time to bring this DH37 to a close on my part now. Lisa, I think, has basically got her windows, or won't be long, so she'll be bringing us to a conclusion. So what I thought I would do is fix the final thing, which is the fireplaces back in, and then I will be signing the bottom on a video.
In case you were wondering how he finished that very last fireplace, do you see here this thermostat or thermometer? Do you see the bottom of it? He was able to find that online to make a fireplace. And what else have I been up to? So I've been out this week painting windows for Christmas. So these are some paintings I did at Fountain Tire locally here in Edmonton. It's my little bit of extra Christmas money that I do every year. I've got some car dealerships lined up for next week, so maybe I'll take some more footage and show you what I'm up to next week. So, yeah, every little bit of extra cash helps out, that's for sure. Well, I'd like to thank you very much for watching my video today. And thank you again, Kevin, for your wonderful contribution. It's lovely to see your 45 coming along, and kind of a little bit sad to see your 37 is almost done. But I'm hoping that maybe you'll furnish it and film it. That's what I plan to do with mine. So I know furnishing dollhouses isn't really your thing, but maybe you can get your lovely wife Donna to help you. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. It's free to do so. Please leave comments, hit that like button, and tell your friends about my videos. Well, thank you very much, everyone. And once again, everybody, have the best day ever.